Have a few minutes? You won't believe what you can do with it. Open a Regions checking account online in as little as 5 minutes. Then enjoy award-winning service and banking tools and tech that help you live in the moment. Learn more at regions.com/live in the moment. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio inside the Gas South Convention Center in Duluth, Georgia, it's time for Gwinnett Business Radio. Gwinnett Business Radio is presented by Regions Bank, Brave the Beginning, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
And greetings and salutations, all the lovely listeners of Gwinnett Business Radio here on Business RadioX, broadcasting live from the Gas South Arena, Gas South Convention District Center, all those wonderful Gas South things. I am your slightly annoying host, Stephen Julian, alongside my incomparable co-host, Harper LaBelle.
You mean you can't comprehend me? Is that what it is?
No, that would be incomprehensible co-host.
Okay.
Incomparable means you are beyond compare.
How about Dan with the great intro? Is that your first time, Dan? Was that your first intro?
He's nodding yes. Yeah.
He's not potted up yet.
So now apparently we're on a streak of how many different voices can we have do the intro of Gwinnett Business Radio here on Business Radio X. I think we stick with Dan. That's a great one. He did a great job.
Well, he didn't say member. He didn't have the long.
That's your shtick.
Well, no, that's yours.
No.
I took it from you.
Well, that's okay.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
We will talk about that in between our two
What do we
great
got
interviews.
instead?
Yeah, we have fantastic guests here with us today. We have Ryan Burton from Leads Near Me. He's also here talking about the High Gear Auto Repair Marketing Conference. And we also have Rachel Gano and Val Infante from Andretti Indoor Karting and Games. I say let's just get into it. Let's bring the stars of the show onto the show, which are the guests.
That's a great idea.
I love it. Okay, Ryan Burton from Leads Near Me. Ryan, welcome to the studio and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, guys. Good to see you.
Absolutely. So, Ryan, you are the founder and owner of Leads Near Me. Tell everybody what that company is and what you guys do.
Leads Near Me is a digital marketing agency for auto repair shops. We didn't start out that way, but we very quickly evolved and moved into that space. And we have hundreds of shops in 43 states, Canada, US, and we help them effortlessly increase their car count on a daily basis. And that's what we do. So the digital agency aspect of it is we really focus mainly on Google. That's really the largest traffic generator digitally. So we're really, sort of Google focused, but we help with social media and do other things as well. We build the websites, but we're lead generation for these amazing shop owners all over North America.
So specifically focusing on auto shops, there's clearly some things that you have found in a niche that can help them. So talk about that industry and specifically how you help with the digital marketing for an auto shop owner. What's it like?
Absolutely. And I've spoken on, programs that were auto related. This one is general, right? Mm-hmm. We talk about lots of different topics. So I like being the representative of these amazing shop owners here today, because these guys are awesome people. So I'm here to spread the good word on the auto aftermarket today. But on a daily basis, we are, these guys need additional cars. They're fixing cars. If you think about everybody, does everybody here have a car?
I do.
Okay. These guys are very, very critical. Harper, you don't have a car?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
He didn't nod. I'm like, well, it's okay.
Well, that's a no-brainer for me. Obvious. Let's
having
go.
a car, it's okay. Like, I'm not, a car snob. You don't have a car? Okay, we're not talking anymore. But no, but we all have cars. They're so important to get around. And that's what these guys do. When your car breaks down, they provide, an aftermarket option for getting that car fixed. And so we're just basically, somebody goes to Google and looks for an auto repair shop near me. It's our responsibility at Leads Near Me, and that's one example of a term. There's thousands of iterations of these things, but that's one example of how we want them to be found. And we do everything in-house. Our offices are actually just up the road here on Sugarloaf Parkway here from where we are today in the Business Radio X studio in Gwinnett. We're very close, and most of our team works out of our office here in in Lawrenceville and servicing all these shops. So yeah, we're responsible to help them increase car count and get the phone ringing from Google.
I think one of the things with auto repair, in my mind, and you have every right to say, Stephen, you're dead wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. That I'm allowed to ask one question every show.
I say that all the time.
Yeah, well, I know you do, but I'm telling my guest he can. When it comes to auto repair, I think the history of it has been just hang out a shingle because everybody's driving a car and eventually that car needs repair. And so you're just there when needed. When it comes to digital marketing, I think in this digital marketing age, in the age of information, in the age of people wanting to search more and maybe willing to go a little farther to get the best service, apart from just, hey, we're here and it's near me, what are some of the things that digital marketing and working with a digital marketing agency like yourself can help set apart one auto repair shop from another?
Well, right off the bat, it's being found, right? I mean, if you do a search on Google and you're not there, then you're not an option for somebody. So it's really getting on that option list, right? The consideration list when someone does a search. So you want to be found. And that's critical. I mean, so the shop owners, the thing about digital that it's interesting you mentioned is anybody can look big on the internet, right? So you actually could be hanging out a shingle and not be very big. But the shops we typically deal with are, they're sizable. They're a little beyond kind of the hanging out a shingle. And the shop owners that we've been exposed to are just these amazing family people that are highly skilled. I mean, I don't know if anybody here has tried to do any work on their car lately. I'm not a mechanic or a tech, but it's really tough work. And I don't think these guys get anywhere near the credit they deserve. And like any industry, I mean, there's good and bad people in any industry. We seem to remember the bad ones in industries, but these guys are so good. They're so talented, so skilled. So we typically deal with the guys that, have multi-bay shops, and a lot of these guys have multi-locations. And quite frankly, most of them have become business owners, right? They've like our friend Mike Salmon here, who's not interviewing. Last time I was here, he interviewed. Apparently, he's so successful here now. He doesn't even have to come out and interview anymore.
Well, he's a radio snob.
He's a snob.
He went back to his private office.
The minions,
Yes,
correct.
Thank you.
Anyway, but the point where it's
now
somewhere in there.
Now he's called me
out
attention.
from behind the corner. Wait a second.
here comes Mike.
Second.
Yeah,
He's not big enough that he's not in the building yet, but he'll get to that point. But anyway, these shop owners, a lot of these guys have succeeded where they're the presidents of these companies and they're sizable operations. They're multi-million to 10 to 20 million a year operations. And they're really running like businesses. And further, some of these guys getting into buying shops aren't even mechanics. So we got guys in California who are former software engineers that buy and run shops. So again, back to the initial question. Obviously, we're wanting these guys to be found, but these are reputable, sizable businesses.
And did I learn something from the question that just because I search X, Y, or Z near me, Google doesn't? That part of the answer to that is somebody's optimization of Google or listing or working with a company like yours to get listed. So it isn't completely democratic in just, Google knows everything. And so it just lists. I mean, some of that is how somebody is using a digital agency like yourself.
Yeah, no, to be very specific, I mean, shops are focused on car count. They need cars coming in to fix, to hit their numbers and be successful and make money. And our job is to have them show up on Google. And we do some other things, but we'll specifically talk about Google because that's a big part of what Leads Near Me does in marketing for auto repair shops. But when you look at it, if somebody looks for, local mechanic or BMW repair or brake repair, or should I say Subaru repair. Is this the Subaru?
Well done. Thank you
I'm
for
trying
the
to
Subaru
cross-pollinate.
Studios.
Well,
Subaru.
Subarus don't break down, so
Yeah.
that's an oxymoron right there. But they do need brakes.
A bell for both of you. Well done. To
Okay,
mention
well,
Subaru.
I thought we were taking a break. Okay, so but the Subaru repair, I'm not. I don't know what the bell is. I'm
Right.
like,
You don't
there's
know
a
the
bell
inside
going
jokes,
off.
Ryan.
Yeah, no, I listen to the show all the time. I knew with that. I'm just testing.
Well, it doesn't get
when
in
you get
every
the drum
episode.
roll to that,
Yeah.
that's when you know you've really made it here at Business
Exactly.
Radio X.
Exactly. Well, good. Well, I hope that happens. But but again, whatever the search term is, the local repair shop, wants to show up for that result because then somebody will click and make a phone call and then consider this shop as an option. Now it's incumbent on that repair shop to to get them over the curb, as we like to say, to get people in to get their car repaired. But yeah, I mean, again, you can look at all the different search terms, and there's a few different ways we do it. There's Google Ads, which we're a Google Premier partner. We manage well more than $1 million a month of Google ad spend for auto repair only. We're in some very rare area there's only 2 of us in the auto aftermarket, and only 3% of agencies attain that. But we run these ads, so they'll pay for a click. If anybody's familiar with that, the ad shows up on the top, and they'll pay for that. Or there's optimization either through the Google Business Profile, which is that little listing. All of us, even I think Gwinnett Business RadioX has a Google Business Profile. And then there's also where the website ranks. So there's multiple options or opportunities for where a shop can show up and be seen, and it's our responsibility to make sure that happens. And one of the main problems we have is we get too many cars. We blow these shops up, and unfortunately, shops are limited by 4 walls and number of bays, and then also techs. And auto repair techs is a problem in 2023. There's less younger people getting into the trades, and for reasons I can't even explain, because I don't think we're making humans any different. I think we're all still, kind of fleshy and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's more of a media problem with we're exposing people to think something other than this is a great profession. So I encourage anybody they're highly paid people, they're highly skilled, highly necessary. These are very needed people. So the techs are a problem too. So all of this plays in the equation. We're loading up the shops with cars by way of Google. They have to have the space. If they have 2 bays and they get too many cars, they can't take anymore. If they've got 20 bays, they need lots of cars, but they also need probably 20 techs to fill out those bays. So it's a constant math equation, but we do that by loading them up on Google. There's other ways they can market the shop. Direct mail is still very effective in today's day and age, but one of the things we talk to our shops about a lot is retention. Most businesses, I think all businesses overlook this, or as I like to say, have an exaggerated sense of self when it comes to retention. They think everybody loves me and I'm a great guy, I'm a great gal, and they're going to come back to me. But that's something that is a real problem, is retention as well. So doing those things right, it's very impactful. And that's what we talk about in our daily calls with people. We bring these things to their attention. We help them with it and kick butt. And very quickly, there's a lot of great ladies in the auto repair business as well, too. Amazing. Probably some of my favorite people are the ladies in the auto.
Has that grown?
Market.
Has that amount?
Absolutely.
The percentages
Absolutely.
are grown? Yeah.
Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah. When you mentioned the evolution, right, the Darwinism, what did you originally start with, and how did it evolve into an auto niche where you have found your spot right now?
Well, and Darwinism, is everybody, I'm not, is that's some
well,
big
when you
speak.
said evolution, I just
Darwin, okay.
There you
Did
go.
you guys catch? Because
I caught it. Sorry.
I'm
Not.
I don't pretend to be the smartest guy, so I just
Well,
want-
I'm not the smartest guy,
but
so
that was
I
pretty
probably should have said
you're
it a little
dropping
differently.
some bombs there. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. But the evolution really, I founded leads near me. Obviously, it's not called auto repair or marketing near me or something like that, which typically companies would do when they have a niche. But when we started, we had clients in different categories. We had a few shops who are still with us today, by the way. And we just kind of learned together. We just, fiddled with things, as I say, from my recliner at my house in Decula, Georgia. And we figured it out. And then from there, we started getting referrals and people, telling people about us. In the last 4 or 5 years, the company has grown exponentially only on referrals. So it was very natural. Even to this day, we don't do a lot of marketing. We don't push ourselves a lot out there to take on shops. We just kind of take calls coming in and referrals, and we still grow very quickly. So it evolved. It was just kind of learning as we went along. And one of the learnings is a lot of our shops were doing a million a year in the early days. Some of these guys are doing 10 million, 15 million. We have one guy we'll do 22 million this year in revenue. So we've had to evolve and had to learn, and we've done it together. Like, how do you go from $1 million a year to 2 million a year in a shop, or 3 million? And we've had to learn how to market for that. And the simple answer is you spend a whole lot more money in marketing. But so there you go. I've dispensed all of the secrets here. Spend more. No, you need a company that knows what they're doing. But if
Well,
that
I
makes any
imagine the
sense.
referrals and the comments that people make are absolutely critical. Because if you have one, hey, my car was knocking, I spent a week, and it's still knocking, you're gonna bash the shop, even though it may be whatever the reason is. Tell me about the value that the average customer that says, I just need my brakes, they're squeaking, but I don't want to get ripped off at some place. So, talk about just the satisfaction that you can get in the reassurance of other people go, oh, I had the same issue, but we took care of it, and how that helps to lead to better business for you and the mechanics you work with.
Yeah, I mean, reputation, I think, is part of what we're talking about here, and reputation is everything for any business, anywhere, right? And the repair business is probably one of the ones that's a lot more highlighted and noticeable. It's a huge trust business, so these guys can't be. We have digital vehicle inspections and all the things we do now. These guys can't be ripping people off because they're just reviews and everything that people can do to figure that out. So our shops are usually 4.8, 4.9 star operations with hundreds of reviews. They're, again, very good businesses. They're quoting work when people come in, but they're letting people know what's wrong and doing the right thing. So today's environment with online reviews and with reputation has really forced businesses to be ethical and be good. So the shops that we deal with are really enlightened and great businesses and fantastic. And I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We're speaking with Ryan Burton. He is the founder and owner of Leads Near Me, and he also is heading up a fantastic conference called the High Gear Auto Repair Marketing Conference, and it's taking place here in Atlanta coming up in November. Talk a little bit about this conference and who's invited and people, maybe even some of the residual or corresponding, if you're not necessarily an auto repair shop, is there places for other businesses to be a part of it? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's for auto repair shops. We're doing a conference for them. It's really a giving back, a contribution to that world. And it's a really neat world, by the way. There's maybe 5,000 of us that seem to hang together at all these different events, and it's really a neat, and that seems like a big number, but it's really a cool community, a very caring, helping community, and we want to contribute to it. We're in a unique position. I'm the founder and CEO of a digital marketing company for auto repair. Most of our competitors are owned by equity firms and are pretty big companies, not to say anything bad about it, but we're still very street level with this. And we have a very, unique set of skills, to borrow Liam Neeson's quote there, right? Where we have a lot of, I've been in marketing 32 years. I know the ladies here today are shocked because they're looking at me going, he looks so young.
Yeah, that's
no,
exactly what
my
I was
wife.
thinking.
My wife is going to hear this.
And you
she
notice
rolls
Stephen
her
and I
eyes.
aren't saying that, right?
Yeah,
We're
you're not. No.
Yeah, we're not.
I do that joke all the time. My wife always rolls her eyes. But anyway.
You
yeah,
see, there
and
you
I
got
think
the drum
I'm
roll
funny.
right there.
Yeah, but anyway, we got the bell.
yeah.
We got a drum roll.
Yeah, I give you the drum roll.
That's huge.
You're on a roll.
But the High Gear, this conference is really, really a big deal. We're very excited about it. It's for shops only. We want to get them out. We're really making it kind of marketing school. We're going to sit down and teach them things. But more importantly, we're going to help them in decision making, right? Because, we only get so much time for most of our people on a Zoom screen every day or month or whatever it is. So this is an opportunity to sit down and really help them, teach them. If you're in an area where you can use local television, we're going to have TV experts. Here's how you can use Effect TV or local Comcast. Here's how you can use radio, right? Here's how you can properly utilize Google and really get them thinking. And really the three key areas are brand. Every business is a local brand and has some relationship to the community as it relates to brand. Whether they like it, know it or not, you are a brand, right? You're building equity, and some can be on the very high end or the low end. Acquisition, obviously, is getting new customers in, and then retention. And retention, I think, again, I keep coming back to that, is critical. I tell people all the time that Leads Near Me has had terrific growth in the last 5 years, and we have modest growth on the front end. But because of the amazing work that my team does, by the way, we have 23 people on staff just up the road here. They do amazing work, and because of that, we don't lose people very often, right? We care for our clients, we do get great results for them, and they don't go. Retention is the trick to, tremendous growth. So all these areas are going to be what we talk about. Our clients will say things to me like, Ryan, I talk to you all the time. Why do I have to come to High Gear? You're High Gear, right? So no, we're going to, we do talk about areas of it, but we can't get into all of it in the meetings. And we're really going to pour into people. And I would expect that people showing up at this conference can expect a 50%, 100% growth of their business year over year, because we're going to really, pour into them and help them in a lot of areas that they've probably never been talked to about.
We're going to ask very soon about all the contact for your company, but contact information for the High Gear Auto Repair Marketing Conference. Where can people go if they want to be a part of that, especially repair shop owners?
Yeah, and again, you guys are welcome to come. You can come on and hang out and do it. Again, it's going to be most beneficial for repair shops. There is some niche, conversation marketing we're having very, very clearly. And these are our people. I mean, we love these guys and gals. So, but there's obviously some universal themes, but highgearconference.com is the website. So highgearconference.com, if you want to check that out. There's information obviously on leadsnearme.com. You can Google High Gear Conference. There's not too many of them. It typically pops up pretty quickly. But no, it's selling very well. We expect it to be a sellout and to be full. We're limiting this year. We're doing it at the Atlanta Airport Marriott, and I expect to keep it here in Georgia. We're based here in Atlanta. This is our home. I love this city. I love this state, and this is where we're going to bring people to, and we just expect it to expand every year and blow up.
Imagine that the conference that you give back and use is very easy to find on
Go figure.
And Google search and social media.
And I'll say very quickly, I've forgotten to mention this a few times, but we're going to talk. We have a shop in California called Earthling Automotive, which is one of the first real EV focused shops in the country. We're going to focus on the electric vehicle repair, and also artificial intelligence is going to play into this. Leads Near Me is very dialed into that. On top of it, it's only has a certain place in what we're doing now, but it's evolving quick. So we're going to make sure we talk about things as well as all the basic stuff. But we expect everybody's heads to be exploding by the end of it, and literally, it's going to be gross. And then we've got the SEC football game that Saturday, the 2nd of December, so you can hang out in Atlanta. We're going to make sure that we've started a Facebook group so people can come here and just enjoy the heck out of the city and have a ball.
Just add traffic, Stephen. He's just going to add additional traffic to the SEC championship. That's
and to the airport.
Thought.
Yeah, but and to online.
Ryan, I've heard it this way: a good spouse, a good doctor, a good lawyer,
I like this,
and a good mechanic. Yep. If you have all of those, you've got a pretty good life.
That's amazing. Can I just change the order once?
Sure.
I want to put mechanics at the front of that list.
Really? Before a spouse?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My auto repair shops and techs, hell yeah. Love you guys and gals. Absolutely. Okay, my wife is hearing this. Okay, but you get where I'm going with this.
Wait a second. You just moved her from number 1 to number 2?
Look, this is how much Leads Near Me loves auto repair shops. Make no mistake, my brothers and sisters, we got you out there. Okay, you get what I'm saying. You get where I went with this? Yeah. Okay, but I'm going to sneak my wife back. Okay, honey, just nudge her over just a little bit for a sec. This tie, I can't go home now, by the way, but that was pretty ballsy,
You're
wasn't it?
You're going to probably end up staying at the hotel.
I'm not. Is there somewhere I can crash here?
Yeah, the Atlanta Marriott. You can stay there.
Atlanta Marriott. I might have some points over there after this conference. Look, I'm just trying to articulate a point. Our shops, we love you guys. We say it all the time, and that's how much we love you guys, that I'm willing to absolutely practically die here today to do this.
Get in trouble with your wife. So for those auto repair shop owners who are looking to increase their marketing, how do they get in touch with you? How do people get in touch with Leads Near Me?
Yeah, schedule an appointment at leadsnearme.com, or go to call us, 888-953-2379. My boy J-Dog will probably pick up the phone over there, 888-953-2379. Call us up. Set a meeting. We always start with a conversation, a meeting, and there you go. We'd love to talk to you if you have an auto repair shop and help you out. And am I going to ever get out from this wife comment I made? Am I basically screwed?
You keep bringing it up. You just gotta,
I know.
Yeah, we're trying to let you off the hook, but you keep asking to be roped back in. So
here's the thing. Because of these auto repair shops, my wife, doesn't work. She does whatever the heck she wants to do on a daily basis. So she loves the heck out of these guys and gals too.
So she's willing to let you do that.
I think in that moment she just went, she's sitting there, right, like knitting or something right now, and she doesn't knit. But anyway, and she heard that comment. She's like, oh, well, that's bad, but
we'll be talking about that later.
Now you're asking her, because it's so good, to move herself down to number 2. You just asked her to do that.
Bad.
Yeah,
this is bad. This is what us guys do, by the way.
Yeah.
This is what.
Well, not all of us, or at least not today.
Oh, Steve.
At least not today.
That was cold.
Not today.
That was cold.
I've done it in the past, but So
well, your wife is here in the room with us, right?
Right. That's why I'm not doing it today.
Okay, so I probably would have changed if I would have. I'm not bright when she's not around.
All right, Ryan Burton, currently still of this world and also of Leads Near Me, and also the High Gear Auto Repair Marketing Conference coming to Atlanta in November. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Before we get to our next interview and our next guests, I want to remind everybody that Gwinnett Business Radio here on Business Radio X does come to you thanks to Regions Bank. They are here to help your business's financial future stay on track. Regions Commercial Banking has a team of experienced bankers in Gwinnett who can guide you in all areas of growth. Get the resources you need so every step can move you closer to your business goals. To learn more, visit regions.com/commercial-banking. Regions Bank.
Member
FDIC. Sorry, I jumped on your member. I apologize. Ooh, now I'm in trouble. Okay. Our next guests are Rachel Gano and Val Infante from Andretti Indoor Karting and Games. Ladies, welcome to the studio.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. If there are any people in the metro Atlanta area that have not had the pleasure of going to Andretti Indoor Karting and Games, tell everybody what they're missing.
Yes. So we are a premier entertainment facility. We have 2 locations in Marietta and as well as in Beaufort. We have our, in our name, we have karting, Andretti Indoor Karting Games, but we're so much more than that. Not only do we have our 3-level go-kart track, but as well we have a full arcade floor, a full bar and restaurant, as well as virtual reality attractions, laser tag, bowling, and also a whole bunch of event space for guests to enjoy.
Is that all? No, I saw on the website. There's so many things. Now I don't know is it G7? Is that what you call it? Is it the G7 games?
So we have a full arcade floor.
Yeah.
We have multiple games from virtual reality games to even your classic old Pac-Man.
Great. I'm being
Space
classified
Invaders.
as classical now. Right? The games I like are classical now. Great.
Well, they're the ones that they're most
the
nostalgic,
best.
and
They're the best.
every generation
You're
can enjoy them.
nostalgic, Stephen. You're nostalgic. You're not classic. Let's put that straight. But the new games, the virtual games, that's an interesting facet for me because I don't play any of that, but the kids do, and they love it. And that, to me, especially on the website, I thought that's a really interesting area of growth.
Yes.
For you, it didn't even exist just a few years ago, and now you're offering it to large groups and small. Talk a little bit about that.
So currently with our, like you said, virtual reality is becoming such a big thing, and it's growing within a lot of our entertainment offerings that we offer. We currently, at our Beaufort location, we do have 2 of those. So we have what we call our Hologate. Basically, guests can put on sort of similar to those Oculus goggles and play a game with up to 3 additional guests. We have games all the way going for our kiddos starting at 7 years old all the way to our adults. And then we also have racing simulators as well. If a guest, for example, is a little too worried about going on the go-karts but still want that adrenaline rush from our racing, we do offer those racing simulators as well for guests to enjoy to make them feel that they're actually in a race car. And then what Marietta has that is a little bit more special as well, a little more advanced than our Hologate attraction that we have in Beaufort, we have one called Omniverse. So they get strapped into a simulator as well, do the Oculus goggles also, and they get to play a game through that as well. It's going to be more for our advanced gamers, but there's always an opportunity for our guests to have that virtual reality experience.
Now, one question or one thing I forgot to state at the very beginning is y'all's position. So, Rachel, what is your position at Andretti Indoor Karting and Games?
I am the regional sales manager for the Georgia region. Okay. So I oversee our sales and events teams and make sure that our private events and sales teams are booking our events and getting our guests in to have the most memorable experience they possibly can. From meetings, we have an incredible set of meeting spaces, AV, everything you need for a meeting, we've got it, down to birthday parties, bachelor parties, you name it, we can book it, especially holiday parties. Holiday season's coming up. We have tons of private event space. You can even host an event without a private event space. You can just come in and have some entertainment, and we have hosts that'll guide you from arrival to departure, so you don't have to worry about a thing when you're with us.
So Val, before I ask you specifically about your position, Rachel, let me just kind of ask a little bit deeper question about
Sure.
events. So you kind of laid out a nice breadth of the different ways people could do an event. So business owners are listening to this. So typical business owner has a staff. It sounds like because of all the different things you offer, it's almost you guys are saying, what do you want? What do you want to do? Right?
We're basically a one-stop shop. Basically a one-stop shop. I mean, if you want to come in and have a meeting with your team, let's say you guys need to have a meeting, but we're also going to do some team bonding along with it. We've got the private event space with projectors, TV screens, any equipment that you need to host that meeting. We do in-house catering, so your lunch, breakfast, everything's covered. Our team of folks will also take care of that for you. And then if we want to do some attractions afterwards, maybe a little friendly competitiveness on the track, we could do that too.
Okay.
Or some groups just like to come in and just bond with their team and let their team know that they're appreciated and just have some fun together. And we're a great option for that.
Client events are also obviously, I mean, you could do this for your team. You could do
Tons.
this for your clients.
Yes.
You could do this for your family. I mean, the personal business, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay. Val, what is your position at Andretti Indoor Karting Games?
Yes. So I am the marketing specialist for the Buford location. And basically what my position entails is doing all marketing for the site. So that includes, digital marketing, similar to what Mr. Ryan does as well, social media marketing as well, event activation. So for example, different festivals around Gwinnett County area, and sometimes we even go deeper into the Metro Atlanta area, just to get the word out about what guests can experience at Andretti, as well as also making sure that our facility looks as superb as possible, making sure that if we have any promotions coming up, that all those graphics, everything is in sight for our guests to see for that possible return back as well.
When did the Buford office open, and the spreading of the name Andretti, obviously, with go-kart? Go-kart to me was a lawnmower engine on top of a piece of plywood that had some wheels on it, but obviously you've taken it to the next level. When did the Buford store start, and your involvement with it, and how is it evolving in terms of growth? Obviously, with the other games, that's a big facet of what you're doing right now.
Absolutely. We opened the Buford location about 2 years ago. So we're still fairly new in this area and letting people know that we're here, right next to Top Golf over our friends over there in the new complex being built. We have actually a lot of retention for employees. It's a great facility to work at. Our company culture is amazing. We strive to provide the best service possible. So that is our goal. When you come in, we want you to feel taken care of. We want you to feel that there's anything you need, we can do for you. So we're ultimately just continuing to grow, we've already expanded our arcade. We're also always looking at new attractions and different things that can bring our guests in and that will benefit them and make their experience more memorable with us.
I want to ask the marketing expert here because you said something at the very beginning, and there's obviously a question to talk about competition. I don't even know if you guys really have any competition other than the lawnmower, engine on the back of a wood plank. There's still a little bit of that element around in some businesses that will remain nameless in this interview. So, because you said something about 3-level.
Yes.
Can you go a little deeper into that? Because I go, wait a minute, what do you mean 3-level racing? What is that?
Yes. So our go-karting experience is unlike any other. First off, all of our go-karts are electric, which is such a plus, especially, if there's, like today, extreme rainy weather. And for example, if a guest wants to be in AC, especially during the hot Atlanta summers.
What? It gets hot in the summer? Never.
It's hot Atlanta for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a very great opportunity for guests to experience that karting experience all year round. And especially, we do have, like I stated earlier, that 3-level karting experience, not only for our adults, but also for our, what we call our junior racers that are going to be from 7 to 12 years old. And it elevates that experience more and more for our guests and to experience that karting thrill.
We also have a mini Mario track for the little ones too. So it's a little tiny track with cute little mini carts that look just like our adult carts. So in addition to the junior, intermediate, and adult racers, we have a little track for our little ones. So there's something for everyone at our facilities.
So the next question needs to go to studio president Mike Salmon and ask, when are we having a business meeting?
Yeah,
for
how about
Business
that?
RadioX at Andretti?
Well, one of the things I would think that you have to be concerned about is mom saying, hey,
Yes.
my kids I don't want them to get hurt or anything dangerous. So I'm sure there's governors on how fast the engine will
Absolutely.
go and bumpers around the track. I want to ask this politely, but there's a difference between going out and having a great time and then doing something that is slightly dangerous. You know what I mean? And then getting lawyers involved or anything like that. You've kind of found that area where we're going to make it as fun as possible for you. We're going to let you go as fast as you can, but not too fast, right? Because
Safety is our
Yeah.
absolute utmost concern. We do have track marshals everywhere on the track, constantly watching what the racers are doing. They can slow the carts down if they see a potential conflict coming up on the track.
can you get a ticket? Could you get could a moving violation? Or do you have any of those? We should have tickets that
They
you
should,
give out.
right? But they also go through safety briefing. We have an extensive briefing video, and we have a team that is going to brief you after the video, make sure your helmet's fitting properly, make sure you're in the cart properly, and make sure everybody understands exactly how to operate the carts and what to do if there is a situation where another guest maybe got into a little collision ahead. They'll slow everything down, the lights will flash, so you'll know, and then the carts will automatically slow down to avoid any other incidences.
Hey, Steven, can we trade paint? Rachel's saying I don't think that can happen.
No,
We're not
because
allowed to trade some
so
paint.
so I loved how you brought up, Harper, that kind of your history of what I know of go-kart is a wooden plank and the lawnmower engine, and I think we've also had the experience of being maybe at a beach area. Like I used to go to Myrtle Beach, and you have you've got the little go-kart track there that everybody's let's turn it into crash derby and all that kind of stuff. It is nothing like that because the instruction, there's a level of education that goes into before you get in the cart. There's a level of safety with the helmet, and plus you also see these cars and you're like, I don't want to trade paint. This is too nice. This is too nice of a car. I want to take care of it, but still try to go as fast as I can, reasonably, right? That's
You
what
want
I
to
would
go
say.
fast.
Amen.
What do you need brakes for?
Brakes. We don't need no stinking brakes. I would ask this. Let's kind of focus a little bit more on. You've talked about the VR games and you've talked about the arcade. It really is, I guess, something for everyone.
Yes.
Is there anything not yet at Andretti Karting and Indoor Games that you guys are looking at in the future? Like around the corner, we might be adding this, that, or the other. Because I don't know what else there could be, but I want to at least let you guys say, is there anything coming soon or anything you guys are developing?
There's always new things coming soon with our facilities. Our teams are always constantly looking for what is new, what is trending, what is going to be popular with our guests, what is going to be something that's going to draw them to us and provide an exceptional experience. That's what our brand is all about. Everything that we have in our stores are an experience. I know we didn't mention our dark ride experience that we have, and we also have laser tag. Even going into laser tag in our briefing video, that's an experience on its own. So no matter what you're doing, what age you are, there's something for you there, and there's something to keep you entertained and busy.
She is the regional sales. 'Cause she didn't really give us a scoop, but then she found one or two other things that she could mention, like laser tag and dark racing. That sounds
Absolutely.
interesting.
There's
something.
always new games and attractions and VR. There's always new things developing around the world, and we're constantly looking into it, working with teams. We have a great group of people in corporate who their job is to solely do that, and it really does show that they know what they're doing.
As someone who though lived during the retro times, it is interesting that after all this development, they do still have Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and some of the retro games. So,
Well, you
yeah,
have to
Exactly.
because we cater to all ages.
Well, speaking of catering to everybody, that's an interesting thought for me, because if I were a business owner and I knew that I had a couple of young kids that they would eat this up and that's all they would do is they just want to race until they couldn't anymore. But then there might be a more reserved employee who doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to get in the car, just come by and have a drink, or at least have fun and just watch everybody else. Or the simulator. That to me would be something. And they might have an actual blast and not even realize that they were going to have it. But your ability to appease all spectrums of the employment world, that to me is a very high interest, where I never thought about that, and now I am thinking about it, right? That's obviously from the marketing perspective, and as a sales manager, come on out. Give me a call and let us know a little bit more about what you need at your business and how we can accommodate that at Andretti.
Absolutely. And we always encourage folks who have not yet been to our facility. They don't know exactly what we are. They may think we're very similar to other FECs out there, but we are different, and we encourage them, call us, let us tour you, let us show you what we offer. We'll show you the attractions, especially if you want to book an event and you're just unsure of what all the attractions are when you see them on the website. Come on out and we'll tour you, let you try them so you can experience it for yourself and make sure it's, what you want.
All right. So let's see if I picked up enough here. It's, by the way, FEC, Fun Event Center?
Family Entertainment
Center. Dadgummit. Well, I tried. I was trying to do the jargon. Okay, so
that wasn't even close.
Okay, high-speed electric supercarts, multi-level tracks, state-of-the-art arcade, racing simulators, laser tag, duck pin bowling, which I don't even think we talked about. 7D experience, dark ride motion theater. Hologate, full sensory immersive 4-player VR experience. You got a grill, American favorites. You got a main serving area, patio bar, craft beer, cocktails, 15-foot projection screen, plus event spaces to hold your own private event, 6,000 square feet of event space, in-house catering, free Wi-Fi. I mean, did I cover it all? Did you guys cover it all? I think we've covered almost everything except duck pin bowling. We'll leave that as a tease. You go and check out duck pin bowling.
Well, actually,
oh man,
with our duck pin bowling,
I tried.
We actually have a promotion with our duck pin bowling.
Says the marketing expert.
If you need to escape some traffic, we do offer $5 bowling Mondays through Fridays. And you can bring up to 6 guests with you as well.
So Monday through Friday, $5 duck pin bowling.
$5 duck pin
lane.
bowling per guest.
Per guest.
Per guest.
All right.
But it's such a great experience, especially some people actually enjoy the duck pin bowling more because they can get, for example, I know toddlers can also get involved. Guests from all ages can actually enjoy it, and it's actually pretty fun to see everyone get engaged about the miniature duck pin bowling that we offer.
And you did bring it up in the context of you're right off the exit in Buford, right at the Mall of Georgia exit. So just if traffic's really
There's
bad,
always traffic.
Just get off, go into Andretti Indoor Karting Games, play some duck pin bowling till the traffic passes, and have a drink and enjoy something, and then get back to your life. So. For those people who want to learn more, for those people who want to check out the website, contact you guys, what's the best way to reach Andretti?
Yes. So we have multiple ways of guests that can get engaged with us and learn more about what we offer. First off, basically our website is going to be andrettikarting.com, and you're going to click on either that Marietta or Buford site. We most definitely recommend Buford. But we also, best part as well is our social media outlets. We have a whole bunch of integration and engagement within our social media outlets. We're available on Instagram, Facebook, as well as TikTok. And we have a whole bunch of events coming up as well that are very exciting for guests to enjoy. And we have also a whole bunch of deals and promotions offering our guests as well. So guests can enjoy, especially during the weekends, and especially with school coming back, something to bring the family all together.
Fantastic. Rachel Gano, Val Infante, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much. It was
Thank
such
you
a
so
pleasure.
much.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen, my Thanksgiving philosophy is if you go away hungry, that's your fault. And if you go to Andretti and you didn't
have any fun?
if you didn't have any fun, that's shame
That's on you. Yeah, that's not on them.
Plenty
Yeah.
to do. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Well, we love the show today. We had some great guests, and we also love what our sponsor at Subaru of Gwinnett is able to offer. You can enjoy the big savings and hassle-free experience at Subaru of Gwinnett, where people sell cars. They're located at 2950 Satellite Boulevard in Duluth. Their phone number is 470-824-3860. That's to get a hold of the sales. Hey, the 2024s, they're coming out. just a couple of weeks from now. So if you're looking at a new car or previously enjoyed, visit with our sponsors, the Subaru of Gwinnett folks at SubaruofGwinnett.com, where you can see the difference on your very own. Thank you very much, Stephen, for the bell. You're going to give it to me. If you're already a Subaruist, then you can check out their Facebook page for the latest news, offers, and community events.
I was going to. Now I don't want to.
Well, you
did deserve it.
We're going to save it for Ryan because Ryan was a double dipper with the bell. You did.
That's right.
There we go.
All right. So speaking of Ryan, I want to thank our guest Ryan Burton from Leeds Near Me. Also Rachel Gano and Val Infante from Andretti Indoor Karting and Games. Also want to thank Harper for being, again, my incomparable co-host. Want to thank Dan for producing the show. Want to thank Mike for being the chief guru over all of it, sitting back in his ivory tower.
Yeah.
Watching over us, making sure we do a good show. Thankfully,
He's
the guests
behind the
were
green
great.
curtain.
I was terrible, but Harper, you were incomparable. So for all of those wonderful people, we want to thank you for listening to Gwinnett Business Radio here in Business Radio X, and we will catch you next time from the Gas South Convention Center.